Good morning. This is what, December 14th or 15th? I'm talking to you about affordable housing, what's going on. For example, in Canada, the rental space market is so huge that there are people who were paying $1,600 a month who got their new leases and they added $1,000 to their rent. So they had to move. So there are people in Toronto who were forced out of their apartments. One woman, she actually works for a television station. She's got money, but she can't afford to rent. And the rental is so high that she literally is unable. She lives on people's couches. She'll rotate trying to live. That's what's happening around the world. That's Toronto. Um, I told you I've been doing my homework. I'm doing my homework so that you know what's going on. So I can help you understand what this picture is. I want you to understand it's not just an apartment. You're the apartment you are living in now, you're renting. They could sell the building and tear it down and then put other things up. Just recently, I was reading this article that says Chicago, the reason why we're facing such a threat and developers are so aggressive is because Chicago is the number one destination. The city is what I just learned this, and I'm not a statistic person. I can't tell you, but I'm going to tell you to look up Chicago as a destination. So we're looking at Chicago. They're moving into Chicago, DuPage, Kane County, McHenry. They're moving to cities or suburbs next to Chicago if they can't get in. But look, the Hispanic community, Mexicans make up for the major immigrant move to Chicago. And also, different communities have a different concentration of ethnic people who are growing. So you got Polish people in Avondale, and so now there's a mixture of different ethnic groups. So people, do I need to tell you that we gotta learn to get along with one another? We cannot be calling this, that, and the other. We gotta learn how to live together. Um, Chicago has the highest concentration of new immigrants coming into the country. And then it's like number one is Mexicans, number two are Indians, uh, East Indians. Number three is what Filipino? No, Filipinos four. Um, we got Koreans. We have these people who are coming from other countries. They need a place to live, okay? So it's not just about what developers are doing. The market, here's what I think is happening, honestly. I think these people, the developers, have hooked up with people who are, well, they've hooked up with government programs claiming to help win-win by saying we're giving you affordable housing. And so the government gives them money, gives them tax write-offs, and so they get the money for having affordable housing. But look at what happens. Look at what happens. How can the market be dwindling at such a high percentage? So they're getting more money to build affordable housing, but there's less affordable housing. Okay, that doesn't make sense, does it? They're getting more tax breaks, and there are less places for you and I to live if we rent. Okay, so you got to get involved. You cannot turn your back. Your rent next month could be, when your lease is up, you could end up paying $1,000 more. You could end up paying $1,000 more for your rent. There are some people who are paying 40 and 50% of their income just for rent. Do you understand what I'm saying? What's happening now? The dwindling market, and more immigrants are coming to Chicago. So is there any wonder that the aldermans and all over Chicago, all over the suburban areas, there are the income rate that they say that Filipinos make up what, number four or something. They're making their median income is between what, $73,000 or more versus the Ukrainian barn 61%. And the Hispanic community is growing, and it's getting, they're buying houses. They're not simply renting. They are actually purchasing houses. And here's what I applaud the Hispanic community, the Mexican community. They know how to live together. They will live together in a group. They can live in a house and 10 and 20 people because they contribute to one another. They don't cut each other up. They love and live together until they can get their own place. I talked to an Indian Lyft driver, and he was telling me how tough things were. And he said, we're passing by my house now, my condo. And I saw this building. It had 2 or 3 floors. And they had bought this condo building, him and his brother and his family. So they had 3 floors. And he just came to America, what, 3 years ago? How come we can't figure out a creative way to live? Why are you living all by yourself when you could get some help? You could have some people you can live with, because the space is getting smaller and smaller. The more people to come in, because you can say all you want, but these developers are getting all this government more money. And I tell you, I'm suspicious of builders that keep telling you how high the cost is. This is the 21st century. Are you serious? People, get involved. Get off your butt. Get involved before you look up and you have no place to live. You be living on people's couches and going back to your parents' house and what. Come on, get off your can. Come on. I don't care if you're a senior citizen, especially if you're a senior citizen, you need to fight. Okay, get involved. I'm going to be bringing you politicians and people who say they are running for office. I'm going to be bringing people I hope will take an interview with me, and I want to bring you what they say literally. Okay, I love you. Have a good day.